So the Winnebago Solid 59PX is a great camper van, and Winnebago's done a great job with the overall design, especially maximizing the interior space. But one thing that I did notice is that while both the driver's seat and the passenger seat have the capability to swivel around and face the living area, only the driver's side has direct access to the dinette table. Now that's not a huge deal because most of the time I find that we're seated outside anyway. And if you only have two people, that's plenty of space around the table. And there's also a table in the rear underneath the bed that can be utilized as well. But I wanted the passenger seat to have its own dinette table, especially since it's situated right in front of the TV. After doing a little research, I found that additional parts can only be purchased through Winnebago dealers, and the price tag for this table was $800. And that's just for the table. No hardware, no leg, or anything else is included. So I decided to make one myself. I purchased a 3/4 inch, 2 foot by 4 foot piece of AC RADIATA pine from Home Depot for $32.44, and an RV pedestal leg and mounting kit from Amazon for $65. I used the existing tabletop to make an outline, and then I used a jigsaw to cut out the pattern. Next, I used some 280 grit sandpaper to sand down the edges, and then I ended up wiping it all clean. I then attached the table mount using 1/2 inch flathead wood screws. I wanted to add a cup holder for water bottles and other things that need to be secure while driving down the road. I decided to place the hole at the center top of the table and used a 3 3/4 inch hole saw to drill the hole. I then applied 5 coats of shellac, allowing it to dry for 1 hour in between each coat, and then slightly sanding between each coat. The Winnebago website provides a 3D model for all the parts in the van, so I used it to get an idea of what the construction looked like underneath the floor, where I would be making my cut for the floor flange. I placed the table and the leg where I felt it would be most comfortable when seated in the passenger seat, and then I used the pencil to just kind of make a mark on the floor. I then measured the spot where I wanted to place the floor mount by removing the electrical outlet box so that I could see where the water line was inside of the floor and I can avoid making any cuts to it. The measurement for my floor flange was exactly 13.5 inches from the bench to the center of the hole. And then from the edge of the actual sliding door, it was 34 inches straight over. So I kind of used that as a gauge where I was going to put make my cut. I used my hole saw to drill the hole and then inserted the floor mount. Using the wood screws that were included with the kit, I secured it to the floor. So the table works perfectly. As you can see here, it fits really well in the space and doesn't crowd the area too much. The 27-inch leg allows the table to swing underneath the original stock table if it needs to be moved or positioned out of the way temporarily. I used this nice bag that I purchased on Amazon to use as a storage for both the leg and the table to prevent it from getting scratched when I placed it in the overhead compartment along with the tent ladder. The original table that comes with the camper van stores right behind the seat, so there wasn't room for both. So that's why I ended up putting it over into the ladder area. Hopefully this video was helpful. I placed links in the description section with all the materials that I used in the video. And if you happen to have any questions, please leave those in the comment section. I'd be happy to answer them. So thanks for watching, and you take care.